What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the Uncommon Mindset podcast.
Yeah.
Today, I'm joined by someone who's a very special guest. I'll just give you a brief background on who he is. So, I'm joined by the American sensation Ashton Sylve, also known as H2O. He's one of sport's most recent rising phenomenon. Despite only being 17 years old now, this teenage talent has been high on the radar of boxing's most illustrators names such as Floyd Mayweather Jr. from an even earlier age. Training out of Jack Rabbit's gym in Long Beach, California, Sylve is being trained by his father and gym owner Yvonne. Ashton has enjoyed a very successful amateur career, which included 10 national titles and 2 international box cup victories, which all occurred over 100 wins for him. H2O is now a professional fighter with 3 wins and 0 losses, and he's definitely the face of boxing for the future. What an uncommon person. I am super excited to be joined by you today, Ash.
Thank you.
No worries. To start off with now, I just want to say like a huge thank you for actually being on the show, because I know that, you have a fight coming up tomorrow, and it must be a crazy time. Also, also I want to say happy birthday as well for yesterday.
Thank you too.
Worries. So just to start off with now, Ashton, I just want to ask, when and why did you start boxing?
Um, I started when I was around 7 to 8 years old. My dad always been like training me since I was around like 3 or 4 years old at the house. So it was more so like him kind of pushing me to be a boxer. I started wanting to kind of fight until like 13, even though I was training for all them years. But I wanted to, like, for myself, I started wanting to actually fight around like 13 years old.
I see. Yeah. And obviously, what was it about boxing that like took your interest? Because I know that you're a good sports athlete in other sports as well. Why boxing?
I just start to see like the potential I had, and like everybody was telling me I had a bright future, but like it was only a few people I kind of took that in, and I actually noticed that I actually did it when I started seeing it more and more, like like me progressing throughout my years. So that was really the reason why I kind of just seeing the bright future I had, and I still do.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And you obviously touched on the future. I saw in one of your interviews, you mentioned that you wanted to go into the Olympics. Is that still like one of your goals? And what are your like long-term goals?
The Olympics is kind of I don't really so much into like fighting back to back days. Like I'm not so much into that, uh, but I do want to be the youngest world champion. That's one of my goals, and also to win my next fight, which is tomorrow, is one of also a big goal. It's because you know it's just a small term goal is still a big goal for me.
Yeah, of course. No, I appreciate that, because a lot of people, they do set high goals, but they don't really focus on the small goals,
Mhm.
because you obviously need to hit the small goals to get to the big goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to ask, why H2O?
Really, I had like a few nicknames growing up with my dad, the other trainer, Trevor. They started calling me H2O, or I kind of forgot how that came about, but they just started calling me that. And we just kind of went along with that. I wasn't too comfortable with it at first because, it was like a new name with songs.
Yeah.
But then later on, I started going along with it.
It's
But
actually, it's got a
huh?
good ring to it.
Yeah. I started to start liking more.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And obviously, I mentioned earlier, you have your dad as one of your coaches. A lot of these other successful boxers, like for example, someone who you know well, Ryan Garcia, he has his father on his side as well. Do you think that that's played a huge role in the success that you've had so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people that has like their father or like their family involved with it because it's kind of a different thing because it's your family. So they're more caring about you and more. I'm not saying that other trainers that's not family members doesn't care for you, but it's just like a different feeling. I
Yeah.
think that is.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to have two opinions, like one obviously your family and then one, someone who's not related to you. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I know that you've traveled like the world, doing boxing and obviously being very successful in what you're doing. What would you say is the main thing that's made you successful?
Uh, I would say maybe. I know when I first came to the UK to Ireland, that was kind of a different thing for me. Kind of that changed a lot, just the view on life and everything. So I'm probably we'll go with that. Like going to the UK and just seeing everything outside of boxing, outside of the United States and everything. Uh, it was just kind of different the way people was and the way they do things out there. So I go with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that, where you are at the moment, you obviously hard work is one of the things that stands out for me. Just watching because I've seen a lot of your fights on YouTube and I'm trying to, stay up to date on what you're doing and stuff. And it's really interesting. And I love the style that you have of boxing is really
Thank
good.
you.
What do you think you're gonna bring tomorrow now for that fight?
I hoping to bring a great show, of course, and I'm hoping to come out with a win.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it doesn't end. Hopefully, it does end
Yeah,
quickly, but whatever happens, happens.
of course, yeah. And obviously I do mixed martial arts myself and I've competed in like jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. And the feeling I get before obviously competing, I get a bit nervous and how do you like get when you walk out to the fight? What goes through your mind?
Uh, you know, it's fine. I don't get so much nervous for me because I don't like to always think too much of like have too much box in my head. I like to have different things like maybe music or just like people like funny people around me like it's a laughter and everything. So it's just not so much stress going on and worrying about such things in there. So I kind of hope for the best
Yeah.
and just leave it at that. Whatever, like I was saying, happens and everything happens for a reason. So I kind of just go from there and just be calm about it and not so much think about it, but here and there, everyone I need to like get serious, like closer towards the fight, then I'll think about it even more. But till then, I kind of just want to like kind of keep my mind off it and do something else like on YouTube and Netflix. So,
Yeah, no, I love that approach. Yeah, sometimes you can just overthink yourself, and if you're
mhm.
just like sat there, yeah. And what are your goals? Sorry, not what are your goals? Who are your role models? Because I know that in one of your interviews you mentioned that Floyd Mayweather is a role model of yours. Is there anyone else that you look up to?
Yeah, I kind of look up to people kind of outside of boxing, like boxing is kind of like my thing, but I want to like do things outside of boxing. So like it's kind of like a lot of people that's like influencers. So it's quite a lot, but just people that just inspire like other people in a positive way and good way.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And obviously you mentioned just there now that you want to do things outside of boxing. What kind of things? Is it just like motivating people, or what kind of things do you want to do?
Motivated people, acting, maybe modeling, different things. Kind of just pick at everything I want to do. Like
Yeah,
even learn about different things. Just I don't know. I kind of want to be into everything. Travel around the world.
yeah. The world's your oyster. You're still young as well, which is incredible. Yeah.
Mhm.
And what was it like when you obviously, are you at school at the moment? Are you still at
Yeah, it's on online class. Yeah.
yeah, online classes? What was it like when you obviously told your friends and stuff that you wanted to go pro boxers? Did you ever get anyone like that who doubted you?
Never. They kind of always thought kind of I was a pro because like the way I fight and everything.
Mm.
But just the approach, it was kind of excited. Like everyone was pretty excited for me, and just knowing that I had like a big future, so they were supportive of it.
Yeah. No, amazing. No, that's brilliant. And how would you say that you overcome fear?
Um, I just put like trust in God, really.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, whatever happens, happens. That's how I kind of like my mindset. Like you know, um, I just let it happen. That's all it really is. So like that, like
Yeah.
everybody has fears, but like once you kind of get yourself in, your mindset where you just not really not caring, but like just in a zone where you know at the end of the day, this will happen or this like I'm still alive or anything like that. Just being grateful. So.
No, of course. No, I totally agree with you there. Like everything does happen for a reason. And, if you go out there and let's say, for example, you lose, it's for a reason, you're going to learn
Mhm.
from that. It's not really a loss. It's like a learning curve. And yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I read the other day that I was reading like Muhammad Ali quotes, like, because I love Muhammad Ali. And
Mhm.
he mentioned in one of his quotes, he said, I hate working out, but I'm doing it because I want to be a champion in the future. So I want to
Mhm.
ask you, do you hate like when you go to the gym and stuff, or are you actually enjoying
Um,
yourself when you're at the gym?
it's kind of both. It's like okay, so like if I'm in there too long, then I start to hate it. But if I'm not in there, then I kind of want to get in there. So it's kind of like I want to be in between, like get in there for a certain amount of time, so I can have like my like other side of my life, not just
Yeah,
boxing. Like I was just saying to you, like I want to fill myself up with just boxing. So like training, I like it because I know that it's helpful and everything, but I don't like to be in there too long. I like
yeah,
to get in, get out.
yeah. No, it's nice to have a balance, of course, in your life. It's not just
Mhm.
constantly boxing. Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people, they quit what they do as well.
Hmm.
They put too much
Yeah,
focus
definitely.
on one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not bad to have too much focus, but it's the way you do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I read the other day. Is Snoop Dogg your uncle?
Yeah, yeah, that's what. I never, cause I have like a big family, so I never like after a while people kind of tell me things, and even like if they tell me for themselves, like oh you're like my nephew or such and such, and I kind of go with it because I have a big so like such a big family that I still haven't really like got to meet a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
uh, yeah, so whatever the truth is, it's the truth. But he treats me like I'm his uncle. So
yeah. Oh, that's amazing. No, that's brilliant. And what are your thoughts on? Obviously, you've probably seen this. Like all these like YouTube stars, for example, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul and stuff coming into the boxing arena. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's positive for boxing?
yeah, in a way, it's positive. It's bringing more attention to boxing.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people think in a negative way, but well, like I was talking with someone else the other day when we was having like interview, and he was basically saying like if you kind of have like a problem with that, then you just go in there and solve it yourself because he's obviously kind of training for it, and he's kind of that's his passion, I guess, to be a boxer. So you can't really and not like hate him for that. Like he's actually putting the work in for it. So.
Yeah, well, of course. And um, like I love that because a lot of people it's easy for people to actually hate on someone rather than
Mhm.
to see them succeed. And the
Yeah,
people around you, it's important to have people like that around you who push you. And I believe the team that you have right now is an incredible team. And I was speaking to
thank
your
you.
publicist, and she's a really nice woman. So no, it's amazing. It's amazing that is. And yeah, no, I won't keep you long now, Ashton. I just wanted to obviously get to know your mindset and what it's like, being where you are at the moment. Just 17 years old, and the future is looking bright for sure. What do you think is what do you think is next for you? Let's say, for example, you win your next fight now tomorrow, which
Mhm.
I do have high hopes for, and I definitely think that that's going to happen. What's next after that?
I'm taking a little break. I've been kind of fighting back to back, and I was kind of talking about just taking a break, healing back up, and hopefully, fighting for like a bigger fight, or because like you were saying, it's like a bright future. So hopefully, the future get brighter, and we just kind of reach our goals and
Yeah.
kind of do what we want to do at the moment.
No, of course, yeah, no. Thank you so much again, like I said, for being on the podcast, Ashton. What I'll do, guys, I'll leave Ashton's social media down below so you can go and check him out. Honestly, this kid is incredible, and you won't be disappointed. And hopefully, when I'm in California next, I'm currently in Wales, so if I ever come to California, I'll visit Jack Rabbit's gym, and hopefully we can get to meet face to face.
I hope so. I hope that.
Yeah, thank you
Uh,
so much. Thank you,
uh,
Ashton.
you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.